In our first story, the minority in Parliament has served notice it will vote against the approval of the final batch of some 14 deputy ministerial nominees being vetted by the Appointment Committee. The minority Wednesday boycotted the committee's hearing, claiming they had not been given enough time to do background checks on the appointees. And per the original timetable, the 14 nominees should have been vetted in May when the House returned from its scheduled break. Member of the committee and the NDC MP for North Tongue, Samuel Okujetu-Ablakwa, says the president is putting pressure on Parliament to approve the nominees when the House does not have enough time to vet all of them.
Attitude of the majority is most appalling and most unfortunate. You do not treat your colleagues this way. We served notice since last Friday. The Honorable Minority Leader was on his feet, told you, and repeated same on Tuesday. We have cooperated up to this point. I mean, the president had time after he nominated his ministers. Remember that we kept calling. The Minority Leader kept asking, when are the list of deputy ministers coming? When are the list of deputy ministers coming? Several weeks we were ignored. Then Parliament is about to go on recess. You do not only bring the list of deputy ministers, you bring an elephant-sized list, 110, which has never happened. These are the implications of 110 ministers. And now we meet and agree on a schedule, and the schedule is so flagrantly being violated. I mean, the public is being treated with contempt, the minority is being treated with contempt, and you say that we should just accept it. I think that what is happening there can best be described as some kangaroo legal process. It's just a charade, and it doesn't speak well for us. I don't think that this even helps the image. We have cooperated so well so far. We've been working together, and we have been carrying out our oversight mandate in a very scrutinous, diligent, manner.
My final question will be, will your side of the House support the approval of these nominees when it eventually gets to the plenary, most likely on Friday?
We will not. We will not. We will not, because we cannot be seen supporting a process that we were not part of. And we don't want to be part of any potential embarrassment. I have told you that it is likely that later on some information can emerge on some of those nominees. And we don't want that when the history is written one day, it will be said that the minority was part of it. So we are not going to be part of the approval processes at the plenary. We will just not be part of it, because when the embarrassment comes, we don't want it to be said that we didn't caution, we didn't warn, and we did not make our case very forcefully. We want it to be on record that we did not partake, we did not participate in this kangaroo process and this charade. We were simply not part of it, both at the Appointments Committee level and at the level of the plenary. Let nobody say that we are not committed to President Akufo-Addo forming a government in good time. In any case, we had always been raising this, that why the law? Why did it take the president so long to appoint deputy ministers? At the time we started asking for the list, ministers had been sworn in, a council of state had been sworn in, so there was really no excuse why there should have been this delay.
And although Parliament was expected to go on recess last Thursday, sitting has since been extended to tomorrow, Friday. And the Deputy Majority Chief Whip, Matthew Nyindam, says business on the floor and at the committee levels will continue even without the minority.
Critical statements were made this morning on scholarship, on armed robbery. There were other statements that were supposed to be made, but unfortunately those members were not there. We took statements from both the minority and the majority. And somebody will tell you there's no business. What do you mean by there's no business? You mean statements are not part of the business? Go and take the order paper and see the program. We have statements clearly stated on the program. So if somebody is making a statement on the floor of Parliament, it is a business that the person is doing. It's not that you say there's no business. What do you mean by there's no business? In any case, we haven't done even the car loans. We are supposed to approve the car loans before we leave. We haven't done it.
Why haven't you done it? Between last week, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, how come it's not come and so that then it's done away with?
My brother, we are supposed to leave, or we are supposed to adjourn on Friday. So it's not about why didn't we do it on Monday or Tuesday. We still have days ahead of us to do it. Okay, and what is that? Approving the financial statement does not just lie on Parliament alone. We need to do it with the Minister of Finance.
they boycotted proceedings at the appointments committee. Can we expect that you still use your numbers as the majority to push the appointees through?
It is unfortunate for the minority to put up that behavior. It is just unfortunate because we are called to duty. We are supposed to serve Mother Ghana. And I'm sad for somebody to say 2 days. Today is Wednesday. We have just Thursday, Friday. For you to say you will not do business, you are boycotting the appointment committee. For what reason? We are supposed to approve the ministers and make sure that we form the government by close of Friday for the executives to have the opportunity to run. So if we have just 2 days for you to sacrifice, to approve ministers, for the executives to run, for the whole government machinery to be set up, and then you say just those 2 days you are running away, well, they are entitled to their opinion. But you see, in Parliament, you don't need everybody. That's one thing. You need a quorum. Or that's why the Constitution and our standing orders say that you should form a quorum. So if you form a quorum, business continues. If they are there, business continues. If they are not there, business continues.
Away from Parliament, the Assantehene Otumfuo II has described the British royal Princess Anne's visit to Ghana as a gesture that enforces the bond between Ghana and the United Kingdom, describing the daughter of the Queen of England as hardworking and dedicated towards serving humanity. The royal princess on Wednesday paid a visit to the Minsha Palace and some UK-sponsored projects in Kumasi. We'll bring a report by Erastus Asaridonko.
The Princess Royal was received at the airport by the Assantehene or Heneba Adusepuku on behalf of Otumfuo. Also at the airport was the regional minister Simon Osei-Mensah and his deputy Elizabeth Ajiman, accompanied by the mayor of Kumasi and some local assembly heads. A durbar of chiefs was held in her honor at the Minsha Palace, with the Assantehene sitting in state. This visit to Ghana celebrates the unique friendship between the UK and Ghana as it marks its 60th anniversary of independence. The British High Commissioner, John Benjamin, expressed the Princess Royal's appreciation of the honor done her.
This is Her Royal Highness the Princess Royal's third visit to Ghana and follows visits by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II and most recently the Earl of Wessex. Her Royal Highness fondly remembers her first visit to your royal house and is delighted to be able to return today. Her Royal Highness the Princess Royal has enjoyed a wide-ranging program in Accra over the past 24 hours, including a meeting with His Excellency, the President, Nana Akufo-Addo, and today, in Kumasi, she will celebrate the broad range of people-to-people links between the UK and Ghana, seeing firsthand Opportunity International's support for the God's Heritage Academy and voluntary service overseas support at the Wesley College of Education. As Ghana marks its 60th anniversary with themes of reflection, celebration, challenge and togetherness, we can also celebrate how our friendship has grown and matured over the past 60 years, and central to that have been the strong links between the United Kingdom and Kumasi.
The Assantehene, in his remarks, spoke highly of Princess Anne and her contribution to the developmental agenda of Ghana.
Against a background of a Verizon hatred, our relations provide a singular example that it is possible to traverse the choppy waters of history and land in an embrace of peace, friendship, and mutual respect. As we join together in celebration of our friendship, we are demonstrating that it is possible to replace the drums of war with the drums of mirth, of joy. Your visit to Ghana attests to your commitment to the development of women and the girl child, which are fundamental to the development of any country. And for this, we are grateful for Opportunity International support for Girls Heritage Academy and voluntary service overseas support at the Wesley College of Education.
And speaking before the Assantehene in that story was the British High Commissioner John Benjamin, and he prepares to leave Ghana in June. He has been talking about his stay in the country. John Benjamin believes some Ghanaians take certain comments he makes as British humour far too serious. He believes traditional diplomacy is sometimes veiled from the public, hence the need for diplomats to interact a lot more with people on social media.
Of course, I've put out some tweets that some people didn't like, but what I don't do is go around insulting individuals by name, but what I sometimes get back is that level of abuse and insult. So it's always mildly amusing to me when people say that they don't like that approach, and they do so in a way that's highly abusive and insulting themselves. It's an issue around the British sense of humour, which some people take too seriously and too literally. It's a rather dry and sometimes sarcastic and ironic sense of humour, which some people don't like, but it is who we are. And most of what we do, the traditional diplomacy, is not in the public eye. It's not well known by the public. Some of it's highly confidential.
We'll still remain in the Ashanti region. Two suspected members of a gang robbery, of a robbery gang, which has been terrorizing small-scale miners in the Trimamwe district in the Ashanti region, are in police grips. They were picked up upon a tip-off after a raid at a mining firm where they stole gold concentrate, a single-barrel gun and an ignition key to a Mitsubishi vehicle. Police paraded them together with some 18 others, arrested in separate swoops for public identification in Kumasi on Tuesday. We'll bring a report by Nana Yaojima.
Offensive weapons, including cartridges and a jackknife, were retrieved from them during a search. Police Deputy Regional Commander ACP Ampofuduku says 3 of the 5-member syndicate are on the run and are being pursued.
2 of the robbers, namely Chirami Solomon, age 29 years, and Salifu Rashid, age 26, were arrested by the police with assistance of the youth of the area. The gold concentrates, also known as black in small-scale mining parlance, and the ignition key belonging to the Mitsubishi car were retrieved from them.
Meanwhile, 18 others, including one on police wanted list for alleged fraud, were rounded up in various parts of Kumasi last weekend. ACP Duku explains.
31st of March 2017, from a hideout at Jinyanse in Kumasi. In his caution statement, he admitted the offense and mentioned Paul and Yao as his accomplice. Unfortunately, these are the only names he could mention to the police. They normally don't disclose their identities easily. And so, at the moment, he is being processed for courts, while at the same time, we are impressing it upon him to help us trace his accomplices. Accused is going to be put before court very soon.
The deputy commander urges residents to be security conscious, especially as Easter draws near. Reporting for Joy News, Nana Yaojima.
And we have to take you to the Upper West region, where the 23-year-old man whose shooting last Saturday sparked massive riots in the regional capital, Wa, has rejected an apology rendered by the Upper West Region Police Commander on behalf of the police officer who made disparaging remarks about the people of the region on social media, Facebook, yesterday. And Ali Rashid has since vowed to pursue the matter of the ethnocentric comment posted by the police constable until he gets justice, believed to be a reaction to the shooting incident. He told Joy News believe Amajo's Facebook post should not be swept under the carpet.
Seriously, the morning I saw Bleach screenshot, that hurt me more than the bullet that the guy shot me. I was seriously hurt. The voices, I nearly shed tears when I saw what Bleach wrote. I was very, like, I felt very bad about what Bleach said. You can't do that. You can't do that. Our original minister is a Walla man. You are a Walla man. We are all Walla people. A lot of people. You can't call all of us thieves. You understand? So it's just very bad. It's very bad and very unfortunate. Well, I don't know much about law, but I think what she said is bigotry. You can't just condemn a whole tribe like that without the tribe not doing anything to you, nothing wrong. You just condemn us like that. Maybe we will seek justice. We'll go to court and see what the court will say about it. Especially what belief they did is very bad. It's very bad.
So are you prepared to go to the law court?
Sure. Sure. Even if I will not go to court because of the gunshot, but for what Belief said, even if I was not a victim of the gunshot, but what Belief said, personally, I would have gone to law court. So, no, whether apology or not, we can't hurt the police people because they are here to protect us.
On the other hand, the Upper West Regional Chief Imam says they have accepted the apology rendered by the police commander. Spokesperson of the Imam, Alhaji Baba, said as Muslims, they are bound to accept the apology once they admit that they are at fault, but warned security personnel in the region, especially the police, not to take their leniency for a weakness.
Islam is a religion that teaches and practices peace. And in our attempt to practice and to showcase the practical demonstration of peace, we have no option other than to say on behalf of the Muslim Ummah in Wa Municipal that we have accepted the apology with humility and in good faith. It appears that the security services, the police in particular, have done some comparative study between Wa and other towns and other places in Ghana, and it has come to the realization that Wa is relatively peaceful, and people think based on the peaceful nature of Wa, you can just do anything to the people of Wa and get away with it. Unfortunately, it is not so. We want the security services in particular not to take Wa, the peaceful nature of the people of Wa, for granted. They should not mistake our leniency for weakness. The people of Wa are not weak. It's only we do not want to wake up the sleeping dog only to bark and bite. Wa is relatively peaceful and want to maintain it as such.
Well, that's it for the news tidbits for the morning.